What up, guys? Welcome back to a new YouTube video. I know it's been a while since I've posted anything consistently in my YouTube channel, which, by the way, I'm sorry. I know if you guys have been wondering why I've been a little bit inactive on YouTube and everything. I was on vacations, also just recently graduated from university, so I've been like my mind and life all messed around in different things. But now that everything is more settled down, now I'm willing to get back to consistently posting on YouTube. So now I bring you guys one of your favorite series, which is my monthly recaps. I'm basically sharing with you guys how I did on my monthly performance, in this case on September 2025. So as you guys already know, this is my trading journal. For those who are interested in it, you can find it in the link down below of this video. But without further ado, what we usually do, if you're new to this channel, we just dive into my trading analytics. I show you every single trade I took. We dive into what happened, how I performed, and we also basically check if I did wrong. I also speak about my lessons, my mistakes, and everything, keeping everything with full transparency and legit as possible, because that's my main purpose with posting and creating content, documenting my journey to becoming a profitable trader. So far for the year, we're up 22.3 R in profit. Why 0.3 R in this case? I'm going to show you guys why. It's mainly because of this month. But so far, 30.5% win rate, a little bit lower compared to my most recent backtesting session, which I'm going to speak about that later on. And look at the equity curve. This last couple of months, so from July, August, and actually before, so June, July, and August, my growth was a little bit stagnant, so not too much growth. I actually look at this, for example, I was mostly like in a consolidation stage, some losing years, some losing months, some winning months, some losing months. Sorry, I forgot to speak. But yeah, so this is how we finished and closed the month of September. So let's just jump into my monthly recap analysis. I took a total of 16 trades on September for a total of 4.8 R in profit, so not bad. Actually, I just got this take profit yesterday, so 29th of September. I currently recording this on September 30th. The reason why I'm doing this instead of 1st of October, it's because market it's kind of slow, so I don't think there's gonna be anything new or any other trades closed very soon, like earlier than tomorrow. So that's why I'm recording this now before I forget to actually do it. And I'm gonna just open the links real quick so you guys can see what trades I took. So let's open this real quick. I'm going to just dive and show you guys every single one of these trades. I hope my computer doesn't start lagging as it usually does. So I'm just going to open this real quick. You can skip the video a little bit so that you guys don't watch me opening every single one of these links. But I just want to show you every single one of the trades. Let me actually stop here because I feel that my computer started lagging a little bit. So this one, stop loss, super clear, super straightforward. Stop loss targeting a 1, 2, 3 reward. Price at the end never came to my 101, so I lost in this one. Then on AUD-CAD, this nice take profit. We have the liquidity sweep, we have the break of structure, we have a fair value gap in the movement. Price entered, immediately moved stop loss to break even, and then price reached my 1, 2, 3 risk reward. So nice trade there. This one, a break-even trade, same thing, liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap, 1-to-1, move stop loss to break even. This one, honestly, nothing wrong about this trade. We have the liquidity sweep, we have the break of structure, the fair value gap. In this case, for example, this low wasn't broken with body closure, so I still was considering this range as valid, but price destroyed my entry, so -1 R in that one. This is actually the same trade. CAD JPY. This one, a break even, same thing, similar to the other one, but in the opposite direction. So liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap in here and in here, targeted 1 to 3, sorry, price reached my 101, moved stop loss to break even, and price stopped me out of break even. Then NCD USD, this one, to be honest, it's where things happen. I'm going to speak about this one. So as you guys already know, and compared to other positions, this one is a huge range, which I'm not used to take. I'm usually taking the most recent range. For example, in this case, it could be or this one from this low to this high, or this one. This one, not really, because it's a little bit more aggressive, but you guys get my point. In this case specifically, I waited a long time and new ranges were formed, like this one, for example, which was a break-even trade, if I'm not wrong, and then this new range, and then this new range. So 3 new ranges were formed while price reached this bigger range. In this case specifically, this is not a valid trade, and it's not something I'm usually taking, and which I have data on. That's why I realized about my mistake, and around this area here, I closed at, let me actually open my journal and see the USD, where is it? I closed in a partial loss. That's why we didn't close the month in 5R in profit. It's because I closed this trade in a partial loss, so manually closed the trade before reaching my full stop loss, and lost 0.2R on this trade specifically, instead of losing a full 1R, because at the end of this trade, price just destroyed the entry and it would have been a -1R completely. So that was a good move for me. Then we moved to Euro JPY. Nothing wrong about this trade. Liquidity sweep, break of structure, super quick stop loss, but it's all good. GBP JPY, liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap. The same exact trade as Euro JPY, but this one ended up working out. So we had a nice 1, 2, 3 risk reward on that one. CHF JPY, liquidity sweep, break of structure, excellent and beautiful, beautiful 1, 2, 3 risk reward. So nice take profit there. Let's now open. We were on CHF JPY, so now let's open this one. So from here, 1, 2, this one as well. This one as well. As you guys already know, I always want to keep everything full, transparent and legit. That's why I show you every single one of the trades. This one, another stop loss. To be honest, same thing. Nothing wrong about this trade. We had the liquidity sweep, the breaker structure. Maybe you guys might be saying, yo, we were completely bearish in this case, which I agree. But at the same time, my rules were met. Everything was in place. I had the fair value gap. I had the liquidity sweep. I have the strong break of structure. No new ranges created. That was a valid trade. And unfortunately, we lost on that one. But we were completely wrong with our bias, by the way. But still, that doesn't mean we took a bad trade. Then GBP NZD. Also losing trade, so -1R in that one. Liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap. As you guys can see, I lost more times than I won. And that doesn't mean we can't be profitable. That's why it's so important to understand and have a profitable risk to reward ratio and a win rate that makes sense and compounds it, and win rate plus risk reward ratio together work to make us profitable. Then Euro NZD, nice break-even trade. Thankfully, I didn't lose on that one because it was the same position as the other one. But at least price had a nice reaction and I was able to move stop loss to break even because price reached my 101 with this black and bearish candle. Then USD CAD. This is the most horrible trade. Most likely one of the most horrible trades I've taken so far on 2025. There's nothing good about this trade. That's what I called human margin error. I don't really know why I took it. There's no break of structure to the downside. We're in a consolidation stage. So this high and this low hasn't been broken. So we were consolidating, no clear direction. I don't really know why I took this trade. Maybe in that moment, I just saw this low as the break of structure to the downside. But that's why we need to also consider this when we're backtesting. Because when I've been backtesting, I've taken this type of errors, this type of bad, low quality trades. And that's why it's so important to consider this as valid data. Because when we just consider this as outliers and we don't take it into account, or for example, when we're backtesting, we just, oh, I made this mistake, and we replay time back. So we go back in time to avoid and remove that trade from your data. You're just lying to yourself because these mistakes happen and this is completely normal. We're gonna make mistakes. This was a mistake, so that's an invalid and not very high quality trade in my case. I lost on that one, so I accept the loss, but of course some improvement on there. Then USD CHF, this break-even trade, 1-to-1 risk reward, move stop loss or break even. And finally, because there were a lot of trades, to be honest, I had this take profit yesterday on GBP-AUD. Same thing, liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap, and price round to my full take profit. So those were the trades I took this month to finish up with a 4.8R in profit. Not bad at all, considering that we came back from very, very stagnant and slow months like July and August. But finally, we were able to make some nice profit this month, and we closed the month in 4.8 profit, 4.8 R. As you guys already know, I journal everything in my journal input, right? Everything was journal here. And I want to show you guys what trades I currently have running, because I currently have 2 trades running and 1 trade that I'm currently planning to take. So I'm going to set it up on my MT5 as a pending order. So the first one is USD JPY, right? So this long position, forget about this. I was just like observing how was lower time frames looking at, but I only trade higher time frames. So this is the trade I currently have running, right, on USD JPY. We have the liquidity sweep, we have the breakout structure, which not only broke this high, but also broke the major high. So it's a nice trade, waiting for price to reach my 101 to move stop loss to break even and make this trade risk-free. And I also have this AUD-CHF long trade on risk-free. The reason why I put this alerts, it's because on spread hour, which is at 2 p.m. Vancouver time and 5 p.m. New York time, it's when spread hour happens, and I always remove my stop loss to the closest point or whatever. It's not going to be affected by spread because spread widen. I might maybe do a video about that later on because you guys been asking about how I deal with that. And yeah, I currently have this trade running risk-free. Price is already at my break-even point, so it's running risk-free. Nothing to worry about this trade. If price ended up hitting my full take profit, well, it's going to be at 3R in profit. If it reverses back, then we're not losing anything, so that's all good. And EuroCAD, this is a trade I'm waiting for price to reverse back. I have my pending, my alert here set pending so that I can go to my MT5 and set my pending order on all my accounts. But it's a nice trade. I really like this huge liquidity sweep, taking all this lows, and then a break of structure, which is not the most aggressive and strong break of structure, but we can see that price broke one, came back, broke the second one, so that's when I consider it a nice break of structure. We have some liquidity previous to our point, which might be considered as a nice liquidity, right, in this place, which I do like a lot on my setups to have this, because usually price comes super aggressive, take this orders here, take that liquidity, and then jump back to our expected direction. So that's what I'll be looking at. And aside from that, I don't have any other trades. I don't have any other pending orders, nothing that I'm holding right now. And that's my monthly recap and how I did on September. By the way, I'm going to do a video explaining how I'm doing with all my Profirm challenges. Because right now I'm trading, if I'm not wrong, 4 accounts at the same time. So 4 challenges. And I have some updates. I have something for us to tell you. I need to update you guys on my approach right now, because if you guys are looking and checking out, I've changed on the approach I'm using on my markets. I'm more conservative now. So now I'm taking all the trades on all the accounts with 1% risk. So I'm trading super different in a more conservative and more professional way. So I'll dedicate that and talk about that in a new YouTube video so that I have more content and don't speak for 3 hours in this video. And yeah, that was all for this monthly recap, guys. Let me know if you guys are liking this type of videos, if you guys want me to keep doing this, and also let me know in the comments what type of content would you like to see in the next coming days and coming weeks. So that was all for this one, guys. Back again, if you guys want to get this journal, make sure to get it in the link in my bio. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for your support, and see you then. Take care.